talked yesterday about turning the power to the control panels. You want to stand off to the side on this particular one. Turn that to the on position. This is the control panel for a jockey pump. This is the maintenance pump that cycles off and on as the pressure warrants that, to make sure that the fire pump does not start unless there is a fire condition. There's two modes in this besides the off. There's the hand mode, which you operate into that. The jockey pump will keep on running. It will not shut off. Once we turn it to the automatic, jockey pump started, pressure came up, and it cycled down. We spoke earlier about working with the electric fire pumps. There's an element of danger in there because of the high voltage in there. So anytime that we're going to turn the power on or off, we want to make sure that we stand off to the side of the control panel, hold the stop button in, turn the power on, and then ease the stop button out. And then we're good to go. Same thing if we're going to disable a pump or shut it down, we want to go ahead and put your stop button in, turn it down, and then ease the stop button out. That way there's not a problem. If something does happen and the door does come off like that, then we're off to the side. We're not going to wind up getting a kiss out of that one. When we're getting ready to do the fire pump testing, we want to make sure that the fire pump itself does not cycle up and down. So we're going to go ahead and stand off to the side, hold the stop button in, turn the power onto it, ease the stop button out. We're going to go ahead and hit the start button that will get the electric motor and the fire pump turning. This one we're going to test it through the flow meter. We're going to go ahead and go outside. You need to open the first control valve up. You need to make sure that we vent these. And we'll go ahead and open this up until we attain our first flow, which we'll use at 750 gallons a minute.
go read the gauges. One of the reasons for standing off to the side when we're turning the power mainly into the on position, that some of the times the fire pump will call to start. That way there, as we keep the button in, turn the power on. If we ease it out and the pump does start, we can immediately put the stop button in, shut that down, and find out what the problem was, why the pump did start, because it shouldn't have.
What we just did was the electric pump test, and at each point, starting with zero flow, we record pump suction and discharge pressure, pump RPMs, and amps and volts. Then we went to 100% of capacity, and we recorded, which is 100% of capacity, which is 750 GPMs, and we record pump suction and discharge pressure, and pump RPMs, and amps and volts. And then we went to 150% of capacity, and we were flowing 1125 GPM, and we recorded pump suction and discharge pressure, and pump RPMs, and amps and volts. The suction and discharge pressure, what we do is we take the discharge pressure and subtract from it the suction pressure, and that gives us the net pressure. And the net pressure is what we're looking for with the pressures.